Let me just give you a quick overview of our agenda for this session. We'll start with looking at the current and future IT service management challenges, including concepts such as digital dragons, anti-fragility, and in a world of sort of continued blurred lines, a world without truth. We'll also discuss the ways in which we can overcome and indeed embrace these challenges to help us maneuver in a world of rapid-paced technological development and the need for digital transformation, and also being mindful of the challenge of our environmental, social, and governance commitments, and the part that this plays within our organization's culture. And we will also share with you what we think are the key steps to realizing your IT service management innovation journey and the overall conclusions from the session before we wrap up the webinar. Okay, so those are just some of the things we hope to cover off today. So, in short, digital transformation is critical and service management approaches need to keep pace. The digital transformation market is worth over $800 billion, and global spending on digital transformation is expected to hit $3.4 trillion by 2026. Now, currently, 74% of organizations consider digital transformation a top priority, and this is up from 56% in 2021. 90% of organizations, 74% of organizations consider digital transformation a top priority. As I said, up from 56 in 2021. But 97% of companies say that COVID-19 sped up their digital transformation initiatives. And 77% of companies have already started their digital transformation journey. However, more worryingly, only 35% of organizations deem their digital transformation efforts as being successful. And a key contributor to that is that organizations are not managing and maintaining the quality of service delivery. And this is evident in the traditional service management activities that are not keeping up with the rush to move to a new way of working and that digital innovation. So it is clear that decision makers spearheading digital transformation initiatives must decide which solutions to invest in, how much budget to allocate, and how to align different service management frameworks to support fast to implement solutions that will be fit for purpose, not only today, but in the future. Okay, so in short, digital transformation, critical to service management approaches that need to keep pace and stay ahead from an IT service management point of view. And it is essential to identify and understand key trends and challenges to harness them for business advantage. So as well as understanding the challenges we will face, we will also discuss some key themes to overcome these challenges using modern and innovative solutions to IT service management. And that includes how to develop a strategic approach, improve agility and adaptability in the organization, and leverage automation and how we use technology and use it wisely, investing in training and development, and also how to encourage a culture of honesty and trust. So first of all, I would like to talk to you about two concepts, digital dragons and anti-fragility. Okay, now the term digital dragons refers to the significant digital disruptions and transformations that industries across the globe are experiencing. And it describes the powerful and potentially disruptive impact of digital technologies on traditional businesses and in turn, IT service management models. The term anti-fragility is a concept introduced by Nassim Nicholas Taleb in his book, Anti-Fragile: Things That Gain from Disorder. It describes systems, organizations, or entities that not only withstand shocks and stresses and volatility, but actually thrive and grow stronger because of them. And embracing anti-fragility is appropriate to innovative service management approaches. And unlike resilience, which is about bouncing back to the original state, anti-fragility implies improvement and growth in response to challenges. Excuse me. Recent examples of industries that have embraced and cultivated a culture of digital dragons and anti-fragility include telehealth services, the adoption of online health interaction that has revolutionized healthcare by enabling remote consultations and treatment. And this was particularly accelerated during the COVID-19 pandemic, which is making healthcare more accessible and efficient. Fintech innovations, technologies like blockchain, AI, and mobile banking have transformed financial services, and companies such as Revolut and Square offer digital-first banking experiences, including real-time analytics and cryptocurrency trading. E-commerce, the rise of e-commerce platforms has reshaped the retail landscape, allowing customers to shop online with ease. And this shift has forced traditional retailers to integrate digital strategies to stay competitive. Next on the list, smart manufacturing. Okay, the integration of the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence and robotics in manufacturing has led to the development of smart factories. These technologies enhance production efficiency, reduce downtime, and improve product quality. Also, something probably familiar to all of us, streaming services. The rise of streaming platforms like YouTube and Spotify has transformed how people consume media, moving away from traditional cable and physical media. And also, excuse me, renewable energy integration. Energy companies are incorporating renewable energy sources and smart grid technologies to create, more resilient and more adaptable energy systems. And the integration helps them manage supply and demand fluctuations more effectively. So these organizations saw, or these industry sectors, I should say, see these disruptions or potential disruptions as both being a challenge, but also an opportunity to innovate, depending on how well organizations manage and adapt to them. And there are some organizations that fully embrace their digital dragons and are always looking at ways of leveraging digital technologies to outperform competitors. And these companies are adept at using big data, mobile and social applications, and cloud services to excellent effect. Some of these companies include Domino Pizza. Domino's revolutionized its business by investing heavily in smartphone apps and digital ordering systems. And this not only improved customer convenience, but also provided valuable data, or does provide valuable data for better decision making. Nike embraced digital transformation by developing apps and online platforms that offer personalized shopping experiences. And they also use data analytics to understand customer preferences and improve their product offerings. Another big hitter, Walmart, to compete with online giants like Amazon, Walmart invested in technology to enhance its supply chain, implemented robotics, and now offers new services like grocery pickup and delivery. An organization or product probably familiar with most of us, Adobe transitioned from selling software licenses to offering cloud-based subscriptions, and this shift allowed them to prove that the provision of continuous updates and new features would improve customer satisfaction and loyalty. An organization that generally is always known to be innovative, General Electric, They integrated digital technologies into their manufacturing processes using 3D printing, AI, and data analytics to design improved products more efficiently. And even, the very traditional organizations, including Goldman Sachs, are embracing the digital revolution. And this is with the launch of its digital banking platform. And they're moving away from traditional means of banking to put in its financial services online, again, utilizing AI and machine learning to better understand market trends and customer needs. A company that is huge, but maybe slightly less well known, is Haier. And this is a Chinese multinational home appliances company, and it has implemented a decentralized structure with independent micro enterprises. And this setup allows them to respond, flexibly to market changes and disruptions, and makes it more resilient and capable of thriving in volatile conditions. And an organization that is no stranger to innovative ways of working, Toyota, and their approach to continuous improvement and just-in-time production systems are an example of anti-fragility. And by constantly seeking to improve and adapt its processes, Toyota can better handle disruptions and emerge stronger from challenges. And these companies illustrate how embracing their digital dragons and anti-fragility has led to greater resilience and success in the face of uncertainty and change. Of course, these are some big companies and brands, but many SMEs have also adopted a digital strategy and service management approach. And of course, that would not exist without the digital platforms and technologies available to them. These include a company called Beer 52. This is a UK-based company that uses its online subscription service to deliver curated selections of craft beers from around the world directly to their subscribers' door each month. And this model allows sort of beer enthusiasts to explore a variety of unique and high quality beers without leaving their homes. Could be a bit dangerous, to be fair. Made.com, another UK-based organization. This is an online furniture retailer. It's leveraging digital tools to streamline their supply chain, offer a seamless online shopping experience. And they also use data analytics to predict trends and manage inventory more efficiently and effectively. Gymshark, a fitness apparel brand, utilizing social media and e-commerce platforms to build a strong online presence. They engage with their community through digital marketing strategies and the use of data to drive product development. Bulb, an energy supplier, again based in the UK. Bulb uses digital technology to provide renewable energy solutions. And excuse me, a company I'm particularly interested in, as my daughter works for them, Creator IQ. And Creator IQ was only formed in 2017, and they provide specialist data and reporting relating to influencer marketing. They basically manage influencer marketing platforms for high brand organizations looking to advance their creator marketing. And they use enterprise grade technology, industry leading AI, and this facilitates fast and safe creator discovery, unifies complex workflows, and powers robust reporting while ensuring compliance and brand safety. So these examples illustrate how small to medium enterprises have leveraged digital technology to improve efficiency, enhance customer experience, and drive innovative growth. Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about something called a world without truth. And the concept of a world without truth refers to a scenario where objective truth is undermined or disregarded and leads to a society where misinformation, relativism, and alternative facts prevail. And this idea is often discussed in the context of the increasing spread of misinformation and the erosion of trust in traditional sources of truth, such as science and journalism and academia. And for organizations today, the search for truth is essential for progress. And if they don't, it will, lead to harmful consequences for all the organization's stakeholders. So basically, we need to ask ourselves, what can we do to embrace the digital dragon's anti-fragility and avoid a world without truth? And how can we develop our modern approach and incorporate this into our IT service management strategy? Well, one thing that is always going to be essential, no matter what our service management challenges are, is to ensure there are no gaps between IT development and IT in general, basically, and the business. And this is one of the single biggest factors preventing organizations from achieving modern innovative service management, as they don't know how to close the divide. So most leading IT service providers will adopt several strategic approaches. And this will include the adoption of modern IT service management frameworks focused on automation, integration, and strategic alignment with those business objectives. And this allows IT teams to concentrate on strategic initiatives rather than just day-to-day operations. And as I'm sure we can all agree, this also needs to dovetail seamlessly to a business-driven IT strategy. So IT service management strategies should be driven by supporting the business's digital needs and objectives. And business stakeholders need to be an integral contributor in the planning and the decision-making processes, thus ensuring that IT services are aligned with business goals and can adapt to changing business environments. And this should lead to an integrated IT service value system, and adopting a service optimizing IT approach will help to run IT like a business, ensuring that IT services are designed to deliver business value and that there aren't any gaps or divides. We must also embrace change and uncertainty. And embracing change and uncertainty can be challenging, but it can also open up new opportunities and growth. And we can do this by reframing the organization's mindset, elevating service management, and instead of viewing change as a threat, see it as a chance to learn and grow. And as an IT leader, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Or how can this change benefit me in the long run? We need to improve how we react to different scenarios. And we can do this by conducting scenario planning exercises to prepare for various potential disruptions and uncertainties, and also encourage experimentation by fostering a culture where the experimentation and learning from failure is encouraged. So this helps organizations to adapt and innovate continuously, and encourages a culture of innovation and experimentation. Excuse me. And don't be afraid to, don't be afraid of collaborating and partnering with startups and tech innovators to bring fresh ideas and solutions. For example, we can improve the way we approach key practices, including incident and problem management, by introducing innovative ways of reducing the probability of threats and disruptions. And this can include, but not limited to, obviously, things like hackathons and innovation days, or pilot programs where new Service management tools and processes are piloted in small controlled environments before being rolled out company-wide, and the introduction of iterative feedback loops so that continuous feedback from both employees and customers is used to refine and improve those IT services. Now, of course, we do need to balance control and innovation. And at the end of the day, you are all here to deliver quality IT services. So major disruptions, are not an option. And as we have covered throughout, you must encourage your teams to think creatively and explore new ideas, but obviously within a safe space. And making sure that processes and an operating model allows this to happen, but also with the guardrails is in place. And this can be facilitated through innovation labs, hackathons, dedicated time for research and development. And a culture that supports innovation is more likely to adapt to changes and seize new opportunities. And also promote critical thinking, encourage educational systems that prioritize critical thinking and the scientific method, and make sure we prioritize that and teach our employees how to critically evaluate information sources and recognize biases. Next on the list, strengthen scientific integrity. Okay, ensure that scientific research is adequately funded and free from any outside political or commercial influence, and support rigorous peer review processes for maintaining the quality and reliability of scientific findings. And moving on, invest in and optimize in emerging technologies, and this includes service management technology as well. And in the modern digital era, we are moving away from the more traditional break-fix IT service models. So organizations need to continuously optimize their tooling and automation capabilities and invest in emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and robotic process automation, which are in themselves are continually improving. And there are other cognitive computing solutions that we need to embrace to stay ahead of the curve. And although there's always the rush to embrace new technologies, especially by the techies amongst us, we have to do so in a controlled way. Any use of automation ultimately must be driven by the fact that it will enhance the customer experience. For example, automated ticketing systems and personalized recommendations and proactive support can significantly improve the customer experience, but without the loss of the personal human touch. And we need to be prepared to partner with other technology providers to access the latest tools and platforms. And collaborations can provide access to cutting edge technologies and expertise that can enhance your automation efforts. Excuse me. Next up, build the redundancy and flexibility into your approach. We can do this by diversifying resources and having a flexible workforce. We need to avoid over-reliance on single resource or suppliers, and we need to diversify to create buffers against disruptions, and also develop a workforce that can adapt to different roles and responsibilities as needed. And equally as important, leveraging data analytics. We can focus on big data utilization, ensure that we are harnessing the power of big data to gain insights and make informed decisions. Also, real-time and predictive analytics is important to respond swiftly to changes and opportunities. For example, when we are performing proactive problem management, we can use big data analytics to collect data from various sources such as event logs, user feedback, system performance metrics, and social media posts, and we can, integrate these diverse data sets to provide a holistic view of our IT environment. And we can then use pattern recognition and anomaly detection through machine learning algorithms to analyze historical data and identify patterns that precede the problems. And just as importantly, enhanced cybersecurity, probably more important now than ever. Making sure that we invest in advanced cybersecurity measures to protect against threats and conduct regular security audits and updates to ensure our systems, are secure. And enhanced cybersecurity can significantly benefit IT service management practices by improving the overall security posture, reducing risk, and ensuring compliance. And this includes implementing a security information event management system to collect and analyze security data from various sources in real time. And this helps in detecting and responding to threats more quickly. Also consider deploying intrusion detection systems to monitor our network traffic for suspicious activities and potential threats. Other measures can include vulnerability scanning, using automated playbooks to respond to common security incidents such as malware infections or unauthorized access attempts, and then self-healing mechanisms that automatically isolate and remediate compromised systems. Furthermore, adapting agile thinking and methodologies is hugely beneficial when shaping innovative approaches to service management, and enhancing flexibility and responsiveness to market changes is no longer a nice to have. It's an absolute necessity. And again, another example, an IT department is responsible for managing and implementing changes to a company's software systems. Now, traditionally, changes are processed through a change advisory board. And this may, meet weekly to review and approve changes. And this process often leads to delays and bottlenecks, especially for those urgent type changes. And in a fast-moving organizational business environment, this may not be a fit-for-purpose approach. However, if we were to apply a more agile approach, we would consider iterative planning and execution through sprint cycles and daily stand-ups, and cross-functional teams using swarming techniques and continuous feedback and improvement loops. Also, adopting agile concepts such as Scrum or Kanban can help teams respond quickly to changes and deliver incremental improvements. And this approach encourages continuous feedback and iterative development, which enhances flexibility. And as time goes on and your modernized approach to service management gets better, you can start to automate changes, which is a big step in that digital direction. Next on the list, encourage open dialogue. Foster environments where open and respectful dialogue is encouraged, and allowing for different perspectives to be heard and debated, and promote the use of fact-checking organizations to verify information and debunk any false claims. And equally as important, develop a skilled workforce and encourage continuous learning. And to do this, you need to ensure that you are providing ongoing training and development opportunities for your employees. As we all know, IT moves very, very fast these days, and we can quickly find ourselves behind the technical curve. But by investing in development of a skilled workforce, fostering a culture of continuous learning, organizations can significantly improve their IT service management practices. And this, we know, leads to more efficient, compliant, and reliable IT. Next, combat misinformation. Use technology to detect and counteract the spread of misinformation, on things like social media and other platforms, and raise awareness amongst your employees of the dangers of misinformation, how to identify it, and foster ethical standards, encourage ethical standards within the organization that influence public opinion and hold individuals and organizations accountable for spreading that false information. And of course, none of us can forget that we must focus on a customer feedback and having a customer-centric approach. And this means, regularly gathering and acting on customer feedback to improve products and services, and using an iterative approach to development, continuously refining and improving our services based on our customer input. And this can help, for example, when we're setting realistic and relevant service level agreements. By continuously collecting customer feedback, IT service providers can better understand customer expectations and pain points. And this information helps in setting realistic and relevant SLAs that align with customer needs, and an iterative approach allows for regular reviews and adjustments of those SLAs based on ongoing customer feedback, whereas traditionally we may have done this after a 6-month or 12-month review. And we're ensuring that service levels remain aligned with evolving customer requirements. And something that a lot of organizations are now looking to embrace, XLAs, or experience level agreements. This is the next stage of evolution for a lot of organizations. And the idea of XLAs is to reimagine SLAs to focus on what's most important to the end users. And if you would like, some more information on SLAs versus XLAs, well, please let us know after the webinar, and obviously, we can help you there. But we must deliver an enhanced customer and user experience. And we do this by understanding and acting on feedback. We can do this by gathering feedback from our customers to understand their needs and pain points. And we can use surveys and feedback forms and direct communication to collect the data. But we also need to personalize services. And by tailoring our services to meet the specific needs of different customer segments, and again, the use of customer data, we can offer that personalized set of services with recommendations and solutions. And we must, commit to keeping our customers informed about the status of their requests and any changes in the services. And this can be further developed by offering omni-channel support, which means providing support through multiple channels. Now, traditionally, this might have been by phone or email, but now, live chat, social media, for example, are new ways in which we can communicate. And this ensures that customers can reach you through their preferred method. And last, but certainly not least, well, moving on, I should say, we need to invest in continuous learning, and implementing continuous learning and development programs to keep employees' skills up to date and encourage knowledge sharing across the organization is really important to build a collective intelligence, and can respond to challenges more effectively. And we've mentioned this in other elements of the discussion today, but empowering your employees to make decisions and take ownership of their work. And this is really important because this can lead to more innovative solutions and more resilient organizations. So by focusing on these key areas, and by embracing the modern day IT challenges of digital dragons and anti-fragility and a world without truth, we can significantly enhance the experience of our customers and users by making the business more agile, responsive to the changing worlds that we are all experiencing. Okay, so of course, creating the right culture and environment for people is critical in a service management approach that fosters innovation, and one that has a balance of enabling creativity while maintaining an appropriate level of control. And companies invest heavily in implementing um, and adopting best practices, but sometimes overlook how everything sits together and how people and their roles interact and how goals are actually achieved. And the culture of the organization is critically important, but it's characterized by sort of two main elements: solidarity and sociability. But we need to be careful here, because too much of either of these elements can have negative outcomes. So you do need to focus on achieving the right balance of the two. So how can you give people the ability to work together effectively and deliver great customer experiences, but with the appropriate guardrails in place, to make sure the right outcomes are delivered, for both the benefit of our wider audience, but also the company. Maybe that's something for you guys to have a think about. Okay, so what are the steps to realizing your service management innovation journey? Well, step one, identify your goals. What do you want to achieve from a modern, innovative approach to service management? What will your success factors include? Increased operational efficiency, development of new revenue streams, improved user and customer experience. That's up for us, that's up to us to identify. And next step, agree where to start and what to prioritize. Gain a clear picture of our current service management and organizational maturity, across our different digital processes and practices, so you know what to prioritize and what to focus on. And evaluate your existing IT infrastructure and digital capabilities to understand where you stand and what is needed to improve. And then we set those improvement targets, set the improvement goals against each technology, value stream, process and practice area that you can measure, and use that to, progress and your success. Then we build out our plan, create a detailed digital transformation plan that aligns with your business objectives. And this strategy should outline the steps, timelines, and resources required for that transformation. And step 5, action your plan. Introduce the digital tools and technologies that enhance information accessibility and streamline operations across the organization. And, provide the training and development opportunities to help employees adapt to new working technologies and ways of working, and engage leaders to support and drive the transformation and maintain open and transparent communication through the transformation process, and transform your service management practices and processes to build out the value streams needed to support and deliver the new ways of working. Number 6, assess the progress you've made. By tracking the progress and impact of your digital transformation. And remember, you've set your improvement targets in step 3. Well, then, by tracking the progress and impact of your efforts, you ensure that the predicted progress has been realized. And then step number 7, continual improvement. regularly review and refine your strategy and continue to identify further improvements. And this is a very iterative approach. We may need to reassess our goals. We may need to re-baseline where we start from. We may need to refine our improvement targets and change our planning and the way we deliver that plan. And again, assess the progress we've made before the next round of continual improvement. Okay. And just a reminder, there's lots of us here at iCore who have a lot of experience in this area, and be more than happy to help you guys. Okay, so in conclusion then, by focusing on key areas and embracing the modern day IT challenges of digital dragons and anti-fragility and a world without truth, you can significantly enhance the experience of your customers and your users. Okay, and we can do this by certainly being more agile and responsive to the changing worlds we are experiencing. By investing in emerging technologies. If we invest in cutting edge digital technologies and ways of working, such as edge computing, which brings data processing closer to the source, reducing our latency and improving our efficiency, and utilizing customer data platforms that help create personalized experiences. We can improve our customer engagement, and we can use low code, no code development, as well as cloud platforms that allow users to create applications with minimal coding knowledge. And if we sort of democratize our software development, all of these things, moving us towards enabling a faster technical innovation within the organization. And as we said before, very important, encourage a culture of continuous learning and development, ensuring that our employees stay updated with the latest technologies and practices. And also, be innovative with your IT service management approach. This includes not only, using recognized frameworks such as iTool, for example, but there are other practices such as DevOps and DevSecOps. And as we said, we've talked about Agile, and there's Lean and COBIT, and lots of ways in which we can integrate development and operations teams within our service management, IT service management approach to improve collaboration and efficiency, leading to faster recovery and continuous improvement. And lastly, empowering your teams. This means giving them the authority and the resources and the confidence to make decisions and take actions independently. And it involves trusting your team members to manage their own tasks and responsibilities. And, this can lead to increased motivation and creativity and improved overall performance. So these are just some of the trends that are shaping the future of digital transformation, and they are helping organizations become more agile, efficient, and customer centric. And those of us in the service management world, in the IT service management world in particular, we need to be ready to find our own new ways of working, so that we are continually aligned to these new modern digital approaches and technologies. Okay, so Thank you for your time today. It's very much appreciated. I hope you found the session useful.